This will be a basic tutorial for the existing Navy Exchange delivery order management tool. You'll need a screen that resembles this. The NEX logo does not need to be there. However, we'll need a username and password sign-in box. We'll need multiple usernames and passwords and the ability to create and add them as we need them. There also needs to be several administrative usernames and passwords that will allow access to reporting that the basic sign-on does not have. So we have a single sign-on, and each user will log on with their own unique ID and password. Once the system has been accessed, it will take us to a screen that we do not need. Repeat again, everything in this screen can go away. Where we need to go as our landing page after we signed on is a screen that looks like this. This screen allows the search or the creation of a customer. A search function would find a customer that has had a delivery performed that was created by the tool we are going to build, or we will need to create a new customer based on name, address, phone, and other criteria we enter for them. At the top of the page where I'm mousing over now, this questions and toll-free phone number do not need to be there. This blue bar that has 4 questions and rescheduling does not need to be there. The search box for order creation does need to be there, and there needs to be an additional link that says administrative functions. Those administrative functions would include creating new user IDs and also accessing reports, adding new items to the order menu, and other functions to be determined later. So in this screen, we will be able to search for a customer. Again, the primary search would be by phone number. If a customer already exists in the system, it will find that customer and any orders that have been created previously. If we click on the search for a phone number, it's going to return any records of a customer that may have that phone number assigned to them. You see in this case, we created a test customer during our initial conference call. If I scroll over and click on the customer, you'll see it turns to a link. I can click on that customer and see their history. It shows me their customer information. It shows me this is their home phone, this is their primary phone. If I click on the addresses link, it shows me their street address along with the zip code, city, state, and county. If I click on order history, it shows me any orders that have previously been created within this system under that primary phone number. If this customer didn't exist, we can just go back and click Finish with Customer, and I can create a customer with a random phone number that may not have existed previously. So that's a phone number I just made up. We'll see if it finds a customer with that phone number. And you'll see that no record of that phone number is found. In most cases, as we will be creating this platform from scratch, there will be no customers in this database. So here's how we would create a customer. We'll create this customer as a test, and I will give them an imaginary street address, and I'll create a zip code. Once I create the zip code, I can add that customer, and you'll see it automatically fills in the city, state, and county. We need the option to enter email addresses and salutations. However, all the boxes that are listed in blue are mandatory and must be completed in order to create this customer. A key feature here is the box on the right that says On Base. If I click that box, it denotes to the delivery team that this address is on a military installation and may require special access for them to get on base. Also, you'll see that there are phone numbers. The primary phone number, there's a drop down to determine what type of phone number that is, home, mobile, work, fax, or other, and is that the primary phone number or is it not? We can add a second phone number, again, selecting what type of phone and whether that is the primary or not. If the information regarding this customer was complete, we would click the Save button. And now we have created that customer. On the left-hand side, I call these progress boxes. You'll see that it has the customer details, and a green box denotes that we have completed that step and that customer has been created. If this information were correct regarding this customer, we wanted to place an order, we would click the Continue button. Now it's going to show the customer's address and a list of stores where this customer could be making a purchase based on their zip code. Keeping in mind that this will only be for Hawaii at this point, it's going to give us a list of 4 stores on the Navy Exchange where this customer could be placing orders. The Next Hawaii Appliance Store, the Pearl Harbor Home Gallery, the Pearl Harbor Main Store, or the Pearl Harbor Outdoor Living Store. So you'll see it is just a drop down, and we'd select the appropriate store where this customer is making their purchase. The pickup location is always going to be 140001 warehouse, meaning all items that are sold and scheduled for delivery are picked up from this same warehouse. Once the screen was correct, we will click continue and it'll take us to the next screen. And this is where we'll get our product categories and menu selections. Reminder again, this section up at the top this section here does not need to be here. Questions, issue, and everything in this blue bar across here does also not need to be there. So you'll see on the left-hand side now we have several new progress steps. One in green, customer details has been created. The other 3 all show red, which means no selections have been made. You'll see here that we have product categories across the top. We have furniture and bedding, we have laundry, we have kitchen, we have electronics, we have fitness and outdoor, and we have exceptions. Within each product category, there are buttons, which we call menu items, that denote a specific product that could be delivered that the sales associate is going to select for the customer. Within furniture and bedding, we have blue buttons, which denote one category of product. We have red, which denotes another. We have green, which denotes another. Within laundry, we have, again, different product services, washer brown box, washer setup. Carlos's idea was that when we hover over the button, it will tell us specifically what that product category and service is, and we need to do that. The only way we could see the verbiage that's highlighted with this box is to go to Tools and select the Compatibility view, so that needs to be modification. So anytime we click on one of these buttons, for example, washer setup, it will add it to the list below and opens up a box, a data entry field called RIN. That is a retail item number, and it's a numerical code that identifies to the Navy Exchange where to find that product within their warehouse. So we need the ability to enter about 35 characters into this box. If I click on it twice, it will make it 2. If I highlight the quantity box and change that to 2 or 3, it will change it. If I delete the item, it will go away. We do not need this price box. We do not need this total box. So again, if I'd made a mistake, I could click the red X and delete. If I wanted the washer and dryer to be delivered and set up, each item I add will continue adding to this list of items to be delivered. Each one will open up the RIN box, so I can type in product specific information. If I wanted an item hauled away, I would select the haul away box, and it will add that haul away to the list of services. Now, each product behind the scenes has a cube size that is assigned to it that will help the delivery carrier when routing and creating their truck orders for the next day. I will supply you with what each product's cube size is. It does not show on these screens. It only shows once we are linked to the delivery manifest from which we can extract all this data. So you'll see the select items box on the left is now turned from red to green, indicating that we've completed that step. If these were all the items on this list that this customer wanted, we would click continue. Now it's going to take us to our calendar where we can select the date the customer wants these products delivered. Any day highlighted in blue is still available. Any day highlighted in gray is closed out, meaning there are no deliveries available that day. And here's the key thing behind the calendar. Calendar dates have a capacity of orders for each day that's available, meaning on the 31st of August, we allow 50 maximum deliveries to be created for that day. Every time a new order is created, that capacity drops down 1 to 49, 48, 47, and so on. Once 50 orders have been entered for that selected date, that day is no longer available and it becomes gray. So this minimum and maximum capacity is what establishes whether a day is open or not. You'll see that moving forward, all the Mondays are closed out, meaning they're not available. That's as a result of the capacity being set for 0 those days. These capacities need to be modifiable at any given time by those individuals who've been given administrative rights, which will be a link up here in this box again. Right, we need an administrative links box there. So we could change this capacity on August 31st to 60 or 70, excuse me, or reduce it down to 15 any day, any time. We can modify the capacity. If we set a capacity at 0, that day will be grayed out. So for our example, let's say we wanted this delivered on Friday, September 9th. You'll see we selected the 9th. It's now shown in green. It changes our choose a date progress box on the left to green. And if that's the day we wanted, we would hit continue. Once we hit continue, we're now shown a summary of this entire order. Again, this section up here can go away. This section along the blue box can go away. This SHC delivery can go away. We want it to say Nexcom, and we want it to say the name of the store that has created that order. And that again comes from that screen where the 4 stores are shown on a drop down. There is the date, which shows the day we create the order. There's a sequential order number assigned to each order. We could start out with 4 digits, and every order that's created becomes the next one in that sequence. And that's important because this is referenced on the cumulative delivery manifest, which we will see later. It shows bill to, which is the information we created about that customer. We didn't enter an email address. We didn't enter a cross street. We selected this delivery for 9/9/2016. There are 5 items to be delivered. You'll see here are the items that we selected from the menu boards. We did not enter any RIN number, so it doesn't show, but we have a data entry box for special instructions that is currently limited to 80 characters. Those special instructions will be things like, it is a gated community and the gate code is 1234. There are 15 steps. You need to knock on the neighbor's door, go to the back door, there's a large dog. Whatever the information the associate wants to put in there that may help the delivery team needs to be enterable in that special instructions box. Ideally, that 80 characters would go up to about 120 characters to allow for maximum information to be transferred. The most important part of this screenshot is that at the top we have 2 options, place order and cancel order. Although an order number has already been assigned, it is not a valid order until we select the place order button. As you can see on the left, the order summary is still in red, which indicates that step has not yet been created. If we click the place order button, that is now a valid order in the system, and you'll see the progress box on the left has turned to green. So now for this order on 9/9/2016, these items will be delivered to this fictional address, name and address here. We're going to cancel out this order, and that cancel option needs to be available at any time, meaning 3 days from now, if this customer came in and said they changed their mind, we need to be able to search this by either order number or customer phone number, go back in, find this record, and then cancel that particular order. So we're going to do it right now, just so we know that this order is not valid. So I will hit cancel order. It's going to ask me, are you sure you want to cancel this order? Yes, I absolutely do want to cancel this order. So now it goes back to the name and it shows customer details. If we are finished with this customer, we click finish with customer, and it will take us back to the basic search function where we could find an existing customer or create a new one. For reference, we're now going to go back in and we're going to find that order we just created under that customer's phone number just to see if it's there. So if we enter the phone number and click search, it's going to find that customer we just created. And once it returns search results, we can highlight onto that person, we can click on them, it will show us all their information, it will show us the address we created, it will show the order history. There is that order we just created and it's canceled. It also becomes a link, so if I wanted to, I could open that order back up to see what it was. You see in bold verbiage at the top, order has been canceled. This was what we created for that order. This order is canceled. We are now finished with that particular order. We are also now finished with that customer. Okay, so that's a basic overview of the data entry system. Again, 2 important parts that go behind the scenes are each item has a cube size associated with it. I will supply a list of all items and all cube sizes so that when the database is created, they are all current and up to date. We will also need the ability to add new items as the store begins selling new products and also modify the cube size that may be associated with them. Okay, when we create this administrative tab link here, I envision it being several things. One would be create user ID and password, one would be modify menu items, and one would be search for delivery manifests. And that search for delivery manifests will end up looking like this. Let me minimize that view a little bit. So this is a report that needs to be extracted from that data entry where we created order. So you'll see at the top, this Sears can go away and it can just say Nexcom. Next Hawaii is associated with the store, and that would have been the Next Appliance store. You'll see this is one from several months ago, back in May. You'll see it has the warehouse number, which was the location we selected the pickups from. You'll see this WH number, that 2928950. That is the order number that shows up on the order that we created once we selected place order. So these will need to be in numerical order sequence by store where the product or the delivery order was sold. So in this case, for customer Bob Frick, you'll see that he selected two items. One was a dishwasher for a brown box delivery. One was a refrigerator for a setup delivery. The next box you'll see is the RIN number. We didn't enter it on our sample order, but this would be the RIN number. As the customer's name, what you'll notice is missing is the address. We will need the customer's address to be entered in this field between his name and his phone number. You'll see his phone number, you'll see the date he's scheduled for the delivery, there's his zip code. If we had entered any special instructions in that last summary screen, they would show up here in this note section. Also, you'll see there's a number, 20. That is the cube size associated with this dishwasher. On the refrigerator is 60. As we go on down the line, dryer 20, washer 20. They all vary based on how large those products are. And again, that is a list of sizes that I will supply once I supply the menu items. The number here is the quantity that was selected. So for Bob Frick, we need the order number. We need his name and address. We need his phone number. We need his delivery date, his zip code, the items he selected, what the RIN number was, what the quantity was, what the cube size was, and then any special instructions that may have been entered on his order. So as we scroll down through orders that were entered for this particular store, you'll see they're all primarily appliances because Next Hawaii 1070 is the appliance store. As we continue to scroll down through, these are in numerical order sequence. Once all the orders for that store, for that delivery date, have been found, it will give us a total piece count, and there were 28 of them. It will give us an overall cube size, which was 819, and it will tell us how many stops there are, and there are 15 of them. As we continue to scroll down, you'll see that the next page goes to Pearl, and this is the Pearl Home Gallery. So these are orders that were created by the Pearl Home Gallery. Again, they are in numerical order sequence. We've got the customer's name. We need the address added in. We've got the phone number, the delivery date, the zip code, the items that the customer selected. So, for example, down here, he selected a mattress, and he selected a box spring. There is the RIN number. There's the quantity, there's the cube size. As we continue to scroll down, you see the cube sizes on these furniture items, for example, are a little bit bigger than they were on the appliances. And these are all items that will be sold within that furniture store. So it's accumulation of every order that was entered with a delivery date requested of 5/3. As we continue to scroll down, you see here's a really big order for Dale Still. This is a fairly large order. He's got a lot of cube size, a lot of products. As we continue to scroll down, it gives us now the cumulative total for that particular store. There were 84 pieces, the cube size was 2,960, and there were 31 stops. So all the orders for 5/3/16, there were 31 from the home gallery, the furniture store, and there were 15 from the appliance store. So there's a total of 46. This report needs to be visible for any single day where any order has been created. So while we're back in here and we're looking at the administrative tab, and again the drop downs would be user ID, password creation, they would be a menu item modification, and they would be manifest view. So when I click on the manifest view that we need to add here, I envision a drop down link that will show a calendar that says select date of manifest. If an order has been placed for delivery on September the 9th, I need to see the calendar for September 9th. click on September 9th, and then be taken to this manifest report, regardless of how many orders are on here. So if only one order has been placed for September 9th, I still need to see that one order. And the reason for that is the delivery carrier will know all orders have been placed, and they'll be viewing these manifests daily to start building their routes based on the geographical logic that will be behind them loading their trucks. So again, administrative functions. There's user ID creation, there is menu item modification, and there is manifest or reports, whatever we want to call it. So that's basically an overview of what we need for the system entry, for the order entry, and then what we need in the way of reporting. At this point, that would end